Well, today on techgooch we're going back into the security realm again, basically looking at a previous camera that we looked at, but it's larger, more centralized brother. This is the Panasonic HomeHawk Floor camera. Yeah, let's get into it. Hey folks, welcome back to techgooch. So, first of all I want to say, if you notice the water damage on the box, that's because I had this in a spot that had a little bit of backup and got some water damage to the box. Nothing was in it. The camera's been installed for a little while now. But that said, I didn't want to point that out. That's why the box doesn't look so good. But I pulled it out of the water, let it sit and dry, and now it just has some cardboard water damage. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. That said, I've had this installed now for actually quite a little while now. The previous video that you may have seen, I did a video on the Panasonic HomeHawk window camera, which I really like. This is a little bit different, so it's taller brother, I guess is maybe the better way to put it. This is the floor camera. Essentially, it's designed for the inside part of your house. It is a large lamp-looking camera. It has a platform, pole sticking up, and it mounts on the top of the pole, and it looks to wherever you are. Actually, it has kind of a lamp built in. The top part of it is a flat, and it just broadcasts up and bounces off the ceiling or the wall. And actually, it's a pretty cool little camera. Now, I wish there were some things that would change a little bit on it, because it'd be fantastic if maybe you had a little remote to control the light so you could actually use it as a lamp. I would love to see that, but they don't. You can control the lamp from the app, but nobody's going to get the app out every time they want to turn a lamp on. So its light is designed for, well, when you actually use the camera, you can brighten up the room and actually see everything in color. But that said, it does have a motion sensor built into it, so it'll trigger recordings based on motion. It has geofencing capabilities built into it as well. Actually, all the Panasonic cameras, all the HomeHawk cameras do, where you can actually trigger it with your phone, so you can set yourself as away or home, or basically in protection modes, so that when you are away, this will record more things. If you're home, it won't record you at all. You can change that setting all in the app itself. There also are timers, so you can basically make it look like somebody is home when nobody is home with the light that's on this guy. So you can put timers when you're on vacation. Hey, at this time, turn the light on. This time, turn the light off. All within the app as well. So this has a lot of capabilities built into it that are pretty cool. And it works pretty well, actually. We're going to get into it. I'm going to show you briefly what it looks like upstairs. To be honest, if you really want to look at what it looks like, the better way to do it is to watch my Geek Smart video of the full setup of this guy. I will link that at the end, and at the top of the description. So make sure you check on that, because you'll get a little more insight of everything that actually comes with this guy and how it actually gets put together. So I'll show you real quick upstairs. Then we're going to get into the app and go over the whole settings with the app. Then I'm going to show you quality of video, nighttime, daytime. That way you can see exactly what it looks like. And then we'll wrap things up. So let's go upstairs, and then we'll come back down and look at the app. So we're not really technically, right now I don't have it placed in the corner of the room. That's just so I can get a better view of the room, but it is against a wall. And as you can see down here, we actually have the plate, or the base, essentially the weight that keeps it from toppling over. We do have a button here, or not really a button, but it's kind of a touch thing that you can turn on the light in the various settings. Now you can turn on the light in the app as well. We'll go over that. However, that's what she looks like in the room. It's actually pretty aesthetically pleasing, but in the corner it looks even better. I just don't have a place down there because I wanted to be able to see a little bit further around my couch. Okay, so we're going to open up the HomeHawk app. We're going to hit open here, and we'll see the floor, window camera. Right now, actually, the window camera disconnected, so that's because it's down in my studio to get photoed. But that said, from here, I'm going to start this time by saying we can choose our protection level. Right now I have basic protection. It's not really recording, but we can actually choose, so we can actually have it record when I'm home, or basically tell them what I'm doing. Put it into protection mode when I'm away. Please record. So when you're home, it's not going to record you. You can turn geofencing on. There's a lot of options here. So, and I actually change this frequently on the home camera, or my floor camera specifically, because it obviously is pointing at people in the living room, and I don't like recording people in the house unless I have to. But then again, We're kind of choosing getting into the recording no matter what. So that said, let's go back into the camera itself. Now it does have two-way communication, so we can hear what's going on. Right now I'm going to turn off the microphone right now because my daughter's in there. But let's see if I actually crank up the volume. You can actually hear that there is white noise going on back there. Oh, see, so people are talking. And then we can use the microphone here and actually talk back. So how's it going?
Pretty good.
Alright, so we can hear there's two-way communication there. Then next over we have recording and snapshot photo. If we actually hit the record button, it's actually going to tell the camera to start recording and record to the memory card, and we can let it go for whenever. But then when we stop recording, it'll go back here, right down into the recording list, and we can actually see that, and then download it to the phone if we want to as well from the recording list, and we'll go back to that in a second. So actually, let's do this real quick. So here we can see the manual recording. We can see the video. It's loading. Once it's loaded and actually starts playing, we can hit the download button. Hit yes, download to my device, and there we are. We can also delete or turn off, mute it while we're watching it. So let's head back to the actual camera itself. Within the live view itself as well, we can take a snapshot. That snapshot will be saved, and then we can see that it's on our device. And then same thing with this, we can actually turn the camera off altogether, so it's literally not recording, you can't see anything. That's kind of more of the security, but also the privacy type mode. If I'm, in maybe where I'm at, have this at, I'm going to do something real quick that I really don't want anybody seeing at all, even if there's multiple phones or whatever, be able to connect to this, I can turn on that off completely. And so it won't record no matter what. We can go into the camera settings real quick. Name, signal strength, lighting. That lighting mode, you can turn, like I said before, you can set a schedule when you want it on or off. You can have it turn on automatically when there's motion detected. I have that mode turned on. I think by default the motion sensor was turned on. And then you can set how long the light stays on if it senses motion. You can change the brightness settings of that. All of that within there as well. We can go to video mode, 30 frames per second, 1080p. We can change that as well. So sound, right now we have talk volume, and we can change those volumes and stuff if we find something specific needs to be done. And you can go into watch the setup video, and I kind of go into some of this as well within the setup video. But detection, that's going to change. We can change the sensitivity, how much sensitivity we want on the motion detection, and that's really also going to come into play when you have the motion sensing recording going on. So that's going to be up to you. System as well. We can do a firmware update within the system. Reset the camera. We can do a time adjustment. Right now it should be linked up with my phone, at least the last time I did it. Yep, there we go. Temperature units, I guess I haven't talked about that yet. And then there are batteries capability where you can actually battery operate this as well. I prefer actually plugging it into the wall, but it does have that capability. I just don't have any batteries put into it right now. Now before we finish up, I just want to show you two clips. One daytime clip, one nighttime clip. Now the nighttime clip, you'll see where it starts off black and white, the light kicks on, and goes to color because, well, it has light. But that's what it is. I'm going to show you that right now, and then we'll wrap things up. Okay, so I'm going to put this down here, kind of get out of my way, because I want to finalize my talks here. So most of the things I'm going to say about this camera are fantastic. A couple of things I am not as big a fan of, and we'll go into that. The camera itself, actually, I love the camera itself. I think it's fantastic, an easy way to add a camera into a home to make it really easy for somebody to monitor a situation. Maybe you're putting it into a loved one's home that you need to keep an eye on. As long as there's Wi-Fi capable, you'll be able to access remotely as well. There is a memory card slot on the back. It's a micro SD card that you can record, well, as much space as the micro SD card has a capability of saving to it. So it is a 1080p quality video, so it does look pretty good. The two-way audio is fantastic, which again, for the monitoring sensibility to it and you be able to communicate to somebody else, it's great to be there. The light, I do like the light. Being able to click it on and see everything in color a little bit better than what you would typically get with an infrared camera when it's too low light. However, two things, and what I said before, is I do wish that it'd be easier to use it as a light, because it is actually a pretty neat light, and it gives a nice kind of glow off from the bounce off from the wall and the ceiling. So if they were to actually give a real remote, not a mobile phone tablet remote, but actually being able to actually have a clicky remote that came with it, so you could put it on your nightstand or something, click it on, click it off, that'd be pretty cool. I don't know if I see that happening, but it'd be a nice add-on, in my opinion. The other thing is, the app says it has a temperature sensor. The settings even have a temperature sensor where you can choose between Fahrenheit and Celsius. I've never actually seen the temperature actually indicate on my camera. I don't know if there's something I need to turn on or something, but I have not been able to figure that out. So I haven't really tried that hard either. I'll be honest about it. And I don't know if there's a sensor that I'm supposed to add to it or what. But it's a little confusing in that regard. And yeah, it is what it is. Again, it has it built in. I just don't understand why it won't click on for me. It hasn't clicked on for months. So even when you're looking at the video display, it says temperature -- degrees Fahrenheit. I've never gotten it to work. It is what it is. And for it being on there, it's kind of goofy. And I don't see a place in my settings where I can turn it on or off. So that is what it is. And the last thing I don't like about it, and this is actually, I think, has more to do with the app than anything else. Ever so often, I'll get where I'll try to connect to my cameras, both the floor camera and my window camera. And it'll come up, I'll try to connect, it won't connect, I'll try to reopen the app, it'll say no connection to camera. I'll be in my house even, on my Wi-Fi. It doesn't matter if I'm here or out remotely. It sucks because the camera is showing that it's connected to my Wi-Fi. If I go into my router or my access points or anything on my network, it's showing that it's connected, it has a solid connection. I think it has to do with the app. And I will say this, before I changed to the newer iPhones, I never really had a big issue with it. Because I did set this up on my 11 Pro, and it went fantastic. I never had an issue. I've had more of an issue since I've had my 12 Pro. So I don't know if it is something with the newer hardware, with maybe the faster connection to it with the lower. I don't know what it is, but it is frustrating sometimes when it just won't connect. And there's been a couple times where I actually reset the camera completely to see if it was the camera. I don't think it's the camera. I think it's the app. I think it's something with the app, with the newer operating system, with the newer phones, the newer hardware, with the camera. The app itself just doesn't fully function properly. That's as far as I've gotten with my troubleshooting, and then it'll come back on and it'll be great for a while. So I don't know what that is, and it hurts me to say I don't. It's frustrating because I really like the product, but the app product mesh isn't perfect. It really isn't. Now I did say something about the battery stuff as well. So the camera itself in the base actually has capability. I think it's 8 AA batteries you can put in there. It's a battery backup, so that even when your power goes out, you still will be able to it'll still record more than anything. Because if the power's out, most likely you don't have a battery backup on your internet capability, your Wi-Fi capability. So it's not going to connect to the internet, but it will still record to the card. So there is a benefit in that regard, but like I said, I already have other cameras that are recording in the area anyway, so I'm not looking for the battery backup portion of it, so I haven't actually tested that. So, with all those fun things said, some of which I wish I could dive a little bit deeper into, but all in all, the HomeHawk system is pretty nice. I'm not going to say it's my absolute favorite security system out there. It's not, like I said, it's not really a true security system. But for home monitoring, it shows substantial promise. And I think if they get this intermittent connection issue with at least the newer iPhones figured out and solved, it'll go back to being one of my favorites. When I had it going when I didn't have those issues, I thought it was fantastic. But given the reliability of being able to be out and about and make sure 100% every time I hit the let's see what's going on in my living room, what are my dogs doing, it's a little hit or miss there. So thank you, Panasonic, for sending this over to me to review. Like I said, I like a lot of things about it, but there are a few things that I think need to be remedied until it gets my absolute 2 thumbs up approval. Right now it's kind of got the 1 thumb up and fist bump. I don't know. Kind of in that regard. So, pretty cool product. If you have any questions about it, you want to take a peek at it, check at the top of the description, or at the I will put a link to the product itself, also directly to Panasonic's website, so you can look up more about not only this product, but more HomeHawk products that they have. If you have any questions for me, please, well, comment below, or head over to techgooch.com. Like, subscribe, share this video if you could, and we'll check you back here on TechGooch for another video review. Make sure you head over to GeekSmart for the setup if you want to take a peek at that. So, we'll see you soon. Thanks for stopping by.